Renee is ready with our head coach, Mike Jordan. Here's Renee.
Coach, obviously not to start, you guys want the Patriot League play, but what do you take away from today's loss?
I got to do a better job. I got to get us better prepared. I got to make sure that we're playing as hard as we possibly can all the time. So, I have to do a better job.
Yeah, you've taken that accountability. You talked about that at halftime. What can you guys work on? I know injuries have continued to plague you guys a little bit here too, but what else can be adjusted?
Yeah, the injuries is part of the game. It's got to be the next man up mentality. But again, I have to do better. As I have to do better, and we'll do better moving forward.
Thank you, Coach. Love the accountability. Well, that next man up mentality definitely played out well today. We saw Eric, you get a career high 14 points today. Obviously not the result you guys want, but yourself and others stepping up in a big way, trying to find a way to get something going. What did you guys talk about as players to try to get a rally back here?
Going into halftime, we just needed to stay together. We were down, but as long as we play hard, that's going to give us the best chance to get back into the game.
Yes, and then moving forward, letting this one go, what do you guys take away from this loss to try to be better?
Definitely we need to be more tougher. Just got to get back at it tomorrow, watch the film, get ready for Boston.
Absolutely. Thank you, Eric. Congrats on the career high.
Thank you, Renee, very much. A job well done. Renee Washington, our sideline reporter for tonight. John, as we take a look at the highlights, most of them obviously will be Black Knight highlights, but the Leopards had 4 guys in double figures tonight. Jenkins, Rivera, Berger, and Sonberg. Here's John.
Josh Rivera, a real bright spot, as was Eric Sonberg. This is something Mike Jordan's going to want to see more of because there aren't a lot of guys in the league. Now, again, Josh is only a freshman, so he has got to take responsibility the way his coach did, and he's got to play more assertively. Jalen Rucker was just en fuego. I mean, this young man really set the tone. This is one of the very first plays of the game where he goes left, and where he finds that spot on the glass, I don't know. He had no angle, and he can beat you inside, and he can beat you outside. He's terribly strong. He's only 5'10", but he's super strong. And a nice dish right there, one forward to another. That's Josh Rivera finding Kyle Jenkins. Again, inside, Josh Rivera scoring in the paint. I thought they really got to, another thing they have to do, they got to find a way to get C.J. Fulton more involved. There's Rucker again. Lafayette was making a little bit of a run at that point. They had it down at 16, and then the nice dribble and the kick, and that was Caldwell who knocks one down. I love Isaiah Caldwell, what he contributes off the bench. He got great size, a terrific athlete. This was, I think, the key point in the game. Watch the block by Caldwell here, and that bucket, Gary, would have cut the lead to 11 at that point. Instead, they make the great block, and at the other end, Jalen Rucker hits a 3, and that 11-point lead balloons to 14, and Army never looked back.
John, if there was a lesson to be learned tonight, particularly by the young Lafayette players, they only have one senior on the team. I think they've been shown how hard you have to play to win a basketball game in the Patriot League.
There's no question about it. And if they thought they worked hard in the weight room, for example, coming into the season, they now realize going up against a team like Army, they got to work a little harder, put a few more dumbbells on that rack. But it's all part of the learning process. Again, we talked about the confluence of different things, Gary. New coach, new system, lots of young players who are being asked to play key roles, and of course, American and Army and Colgate Looms. These are teams that have gotten significantly better this season.
All right, we have some final numbers for you here. As you get a look at the field goal percentage, Army just super all night long. From beyond the arc, 67%, 59% shooting the basketball, out-rebounding Lafayette by 10. Turnovers 14, but when you play at the pace they play at, I don't think that bothers you too much.
And Gary, for the most part, it wasn't like Lafayette played all that poorly. Army was just better tonight. Look at the assist-to-turnover ratio. That's outstanding. Normally when you look at that, I mean, you could look at those statistics in isolation without having seen the game and said this was a close game. Lafayette played very well. But then you look at the Army statistics, not so much.
Jalen Rucker got it done tonight. 21 points for Army, the only one, except for Chris Mann with 10 in double figures. Lafayette, Kyle Jenkins with 18, 16 for Rivera, 10 for TJ Berger, and 14 for Eric Sonberg. That's it. Lafayette loses this one tonight to go 0-2 in the league by an 82-65 score. Thanks so much for spending another evening with us. John and I will be back with you on Thursday night at 6 o'clock when the women will take on Boston University. That's it from the Kirby Sports Center for all of us. My thanks to Renee Washington, John Leone, the Astound television team, headed up by Chris Saya. I'm Gary Lombach. Good night, everybody.